Private Voice TV and with the Food and Nutrition program. So you're with me, Victor, and today we have our visitors from Chambogo University Nutrition and Dietetics Association. So they're going to introduce themselves so that we get to know them as we interact with them and we shall be learning more from them. So our visitors.
Yes, I am Lorrance, a student of Chambogo University offering human nutrition and dietetics, and I'm here on behalf of Chendusa together with my colleague.
Hello, my name is Jovia. I'm also a student at Chambogo University. I'm doing human nutrition and dietetics, and Chunsa, we are representing Chunsa.
Okay, so Chunsa, Chambogo University. So Peace and Lorrance are going to be taking us through the topic school food system. So please listen very well as they continue to tell us more. So what really do you think about what is it that is about the school food systems?
The school food systems, particularly the canteens, play a significant role in shaping the feeding habits or the eating habits of various students across the world. However, there is a growing body of existing evidence that suggests that the dietary patterns that are provided by the canteens are unhealthy and leading to uncommunicable dietetic diseases. These canteens offer foods that are high in sugar, saturated fat, and sodium. And particularly these foods are usually highly processed, nutrient poor, and cause a lot of issues to the students.
Wow, so that's very amazing. I think all of us can relate to this, thinking about school canteens every time you find every day you're spending your money at a canteen from class straight, you're only thinking about canteens. But as he has told us, there are many things about there is a way they shape your dad, there is a way they shape you, and they'll be telling us the consequences because I've heard him talking about policies, bodies, to make sure that they provide safe foods for our students. So what could be the consequences concerning these school food systems of the schools?
Thank you so much. The consequences of these food systems are that the students may get obesity, because obesity rates are rising recently because the students don't consume the food that is provided by the school. They tend to go to the school canteens. There is also rising rates of insulin resistance. Insulin is the one that helps regulate our blood sugar levels in our bodies. And then we also have hypertension, which is the blood pressure, because the normal blood pressure is 120/80. So sometimes you should go and check out and find out, are you under the normal rate, or you're tending to go to the worst part. Yeah, then we also have cardiovascular diseases. These are diseases that attack the heart, and this can be due to this consumption of these foods that are from the school canteens.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so you realize there are many consequences. We already said that food can heal or kill. So it depends on the way you're eating your food. It depends on how you're taking in and which food are you really eating. Do you really think about it? So they've told us the consequences. Now we know what the school food systems are, and so we want to know the solutions to these problems. So now, because to know a solution to something, you have to know what caused it, and now that we've known, how can we work on this? How can we solve these challenges that we are facing with the school food systems?
That will have to go back to the schools and the policymakers. So the policies that they will have to implement is that they have to make sure that they provide healthy foods in the canteens. They limit selling of the unhealthy foods and beverages. And then I'll give a quick example. For example, in nutrition, there's something that we say that we replace snacking wisely. Like, for example, instead of snacking with a donut, you can snack with a fruit or a vegetable. For example, instead of going to the canteen and buying a donut, you go to the canteen and buy a mango instead of the donut. So that could be one way. And then the government, for example, in this case it is the policymaker, if they if they make it a law, for example, that all schools should have a nutritionist to cater for the nutrition well-being of the students, that could really do well. Like for example, in Japan, it is before you start of making before you think of starting a school, a nutrition should be part of your staff. It is under their law. So for it, if it can also be implemented in our country, then it could really help elevate such problems, because at the end of the day you realize that the eating habits, the poor eating habits of the students that they develop in school continue up to adulthood. And remember that the non-communicable diseases that are related to nutrition, they are chronic, or they come, like they keep on growing or developing from the more you continue using the poor dietary patterns, the more they grow within your body. So if that could be implemented, then that could be a good solution.
Wow, so that's very good. And you really know that sometimes even this posture they serve, you can find it has issues. So when you have, as you said, a nutritionist to come and check around once in a while, this will help, the children to take in healthy food, and which won't really affect their lives and their health. So the various solutions, I believe that he had a lot to tell us, but those are one of them, the ones that can really help us to make sure that these school food systems are good and safe for our children. So there are some conditions you would have prevented something, but because maybe you didn't mind about it, or you thought it was something small, you couldn't take it serious. Maybe before you get hypertension, you find there was a way you'd have stopped it from coming, and treating like such a big disease may take a lot of money, yet the solution would have been just healthy eating. So let's take these things serious, and as they've told us about the school food systems, they'll be telling us more and more other things that they would want us to know. Yes, please.
Thank you so much. I believe, as my partner said here, the government should really implement these laws. I believe that the schools should follow these guidelines and bring up these nutritionists, because nutritionists are there. Like, we are studying and we are looking for jobs, but if we have a place, we know that you can go to a school and you can help the students there, because there are many students that are really, they don't know what to eat. They just eat when someone feels hungry. Even the things that they buy for them to come with to school, the edibles, they can also lead to their health issues. So yeah.
Wow, so that's very nice. So you realize all of us have a very big role to play, because now she has talked about what the children pack when they are coming to school. So as a parent, you have a role to play. As a sister, as a brother, you can, advise your siblings on what to pack when they're going to school. There are very many healthy foods. Feel free to add in a fruit when you're going for visitation, so that, we can live, you can contribute to someone's health. And these are things that are actually something that you can do, because in the villages you find jackfruits around, but maybe undermine these fruits, but you realize these are the healthy things that we need in our lives. So the way we take in our food, what we eat, really matters, and it contributes to our health. And talking about schools, these people be in class, so they require to think, so sometimes the way you feed might affect the way you think. And I feel like when someone is hungry, they want to understand what you're teaching them. So you really have to mind about what someone is eating. As a teacher also, you once in a while, I know you're watching, you can talk to your students, you tell them the healthy things to eat. So thank you so much, Lorrance and Peace. It has really been an amazing moment with you. It has really been nice hosting you, and I believe that we've learned a lot. I believe that we've had a very nice time today, and if there is no any other thing you want to add there, we can close from there. And I believe that next time when we shall be having you, shall be learning more and more. Thank you so much for watching. Follow, subscribe. Have a nice time. Bye.